for today's session, right, we have Abel with us, and who is Abel? Of course, I'll actually leave him to actually do a short introduction for you later. But more or less, I actually had this session with him, and I managed to actually convince him to actually share with you his trade secrets, right? And actually, right now he's just right in front of me, but for Abel wise, this is his first time online doing his first level up session. So it's his first online Zoom session, right, doing level up with us. So you guys, right, must really give him a hand, okay? And of course, to him wise, he actually felt that hey, there's a bit of fear there. But I managed to actually tell him, no need to fear. I think that there's a first time in everything. Yeah, that's he's just walking past the door. Okay, so I told him that you should actually really just share to actually let people know that these are things that you do and everything. So today he'll be actually sharing his trade secrets. Okay, this guy here, right, is really very awesome. He has a very, very he's a very deep character. Okay, why do I say that? Because he actually has like many roles. Okay, what sort of roles I'll leave for him to actually share with you later. But of course, you also need to know what's he doing, what has he closed. Feel free to actually ask questions later because he really wants you guys to be engaged, right? Not able.
Of course.
Yeah, so he wants you guys to be engaged. Along the way, if there's any questions that you want to ask, feel free to ask him because this is a no holds bar session, and he'll be obligated to actually answer you. Correct or Abel? Correct, right?
1000%.
He will say 1000%. So he will actually reply everything, right, that you want to actually know about him. For 250,000, it's like, walao, 2.5 times of a centurion. It's like quite far for a lot of people. So I hope that today, right, you guys can also have like the positive energy, right, that you actually get from Abel, so that you can be able to actually get a rose diamond, okay, for yourself also. Okay, even if it's not for yourself, I hope that it's also just for your family. Because I think that a lot of us, we are in real estate, it's mainly for your family, right, to actually earn that amount for your family so that they can actually live a better life, a bigger home, a bigger car, nicer bag, yeah. So these are things, right, that you guys are actually pursuing for, and I really hope that in this session today, Abel can actually give you more value, create more value for you, so that you can actually improve in the scope of your work. Okay, so without further ado,
opportunity to be here today with each and every one of you. It's my privilege to be in the absolute best #1 real estate group in the whole of Singapore. A bit about myself, I'm 18 months old into this business, and I'm more than delighted today to share with you my story. I'm in August division of Prominent Group, one of the best, if not the best division in the whole of ERA. This is a photo of me and my wife last year, July 2020. One of the motivating factors behind me is I was taught by my mentor and I was taught by my shifu. One thing is that in life, in business, we should always look ahead and burn all the bridges behind us. So last year, I actually went above and beyond to secure a very good unit at Treasure Tampines that was actually way out of my budget. And why did I do that? Allow me to share with you.
No, just to share with you, right? Who is mentor? Share with us who is your mentor.
Nicole Lim.
Nicole Lim, is it?
Nicole Lim, that is right. That is right.
Oh, okay. And you mentioned that you actually bought a unit at Treasures at Tampines. So of course, right, we want to know also, you overstretch your budget, is it?
Yes, by quite a lot.
By how much? You don't mind sharing with us?
Of course, by a good 30 to 40%.
Wait. So what room type do you actually buy?
I'm very blessed and happy to tell you that I secured the last 3-bedroom premium in Stack 119. I went in with my budget of 1M, but I came out with a purchase of 1.3 plus, because I took everyone's advice that were close to me that the only way forward is to burn all bridges left, right, and behind. So that leaves me with no choice, but only to work very hard because my house, my home, my wife is at stake. Yeah. So basically,
nice. So what made you really be so daring to actually buy something like 300,000 above your budget? I think that there are a lot of people here that we want to actually know, we want to know why is it that you have so much guts? I mean, coming from you, we also want to know what was your thought. Although yes, we did share, to actually burn all your bridges, but it's like, wow, you really totally burn your bridges plus your neighbor's bridge,
Well said, brother. First thing that came to mind is that Kevin Lim and the management. To me, the management is like a masterpiece, right? So the management and the masterpiece shared to us last year very clearly. I can remember very clearly is that we were told to sell HDB, rent, and buy a new launch and wait. Correct? And what better way than to do it myself? So the first thing I did is that I believe in the company that I was serving. I believe in the people leading the management. I believe whoever is in the management, especially you, my dear friend, brother. So first thing, I listen to the management. Second thing, I listen to my leaders, which is my mentor and my shifu. And another thing from my own is that I felt that if I were to fill my mind with doubts, which definitely the first thing that come to most people, including me at the time was, are you sure or not? 300K leh, 400K more leh, and you got to sell your house leh. Which means I could be taking a very risky decision because I had no house already. I sold my HDB and I'm currently I'm renting and I'm still renting. And I'm buying something that I cannot afford because for the general public, they do their finances, they plan first, okay, then they go. But for me, I do it the other way. I go first, then I make sure it's okay. So it is all thankful to the great leadership and the mentorship that I have and the mindset that I can instill in myself.
Okay, so so now we know that you actually bought a unit at Treasures Tampines. I also was there over this weekend to actually serve a buyer and everything. So if you guys have not been to Treasures at Tampines, maybe y'all can actually take a look. Of course, a lot of y'all might think that Treasures at Tampines is like the cheapest launch right now in the whole of Singapore, right? So I also thought so until I heard that there is this project called Jovel, right? So Jovel is actually the cheapest,
Yes.
So you all need to know, that Treasures at Tampines is no longer the cheapest really. And to actually get a unit at about 700,000, there's no more already. You cannot find already. And I think Abel actually got a good deal out of it because nowadays people are actually going for size and price. So of course, what more can be better than actually having a project that actually includes your size as well as price. So if you have any buyers that are looking into size as well as price, I think that this will be something that will suit your client as well. Okay, so Abel, share with us where were you staying before that or currently putting up at?
Currently, I'm staying at a rental condo at Woodlands. The reason why I chose that because it's near my in-laws. So I love my wife and my family a lot. So I listen to her most of the time.
Nice. Okay, and so you already sold your current property already, lah?
Yes, bro. I sold it last year, and a lot of people would say that, yeah, bro, you sell last year, not the best time, not the best price, but because this year HDB is so distorted, right? Last year there's no COV. This year COV is the norm for HDB. So the idea is that if I were to sell my HDB this year instead of last year, would be the right thing to do for most people, right? So my answer to all of them is yes, no problem. You can continue thinking, and you take no action, and that will. 5 years.
You want to give us, because okay, for me, I'm really I'm not really in the HDB market, but of course if I have clients that are looking at HDB, of course I will serve them. But for you guys, I understand that you actually do a lot of HDB right now. So just now you also mentioned that from a point whereby people are actually buying at valuation to currently now people are actually purchasing at COV. Is it for the whole market in Singapore or what?
Generally, and if you have any HDB listings now, I would say that it's much more easier to move the stock compared to last year. It is much more easy because of the demand and supply. So yeah, it is good to be a HDB lister now.
All right. Okay. That's good. So what do you want to share with them today, Abel? Maybe you carry on with your slides first.
Okay. Okay. A little bit of my achievements. Very thankful to ERA and PG, and I think probably the highlight of this page here would be the Diamonds Award in September, and the figure I clocked, which is 261,000. I think most people would, if you're curious what I clocked to achieve this figure, it was a mixture of new launch and resale projects in the month of September for me, and I'm truly, truly thankful for that. Okay, some of my watches, I'm very fond of watches because my belief is that they are a store of value. You'll be surprised to know that actually a right watch, a right model, can actually bring and make you as much money like real estate. Giving an example, if like 20 years ago we close both our eyes, we buy any private property, today we're going to sell it for a very good profit. It's actually the same theory for very good models and selected models of a particular brand. But what was more interesting is that when I started posting photos that were actually my hobby, my interest, something that I liked, that I could actually garner interest, widening my social circle from people in this group. So, for example, I'm a member in this Facebook Rolex group by the name of SGROC. So I post there, on and off I post there, but it's purely out of interest and sharing our likeness for watches. Nothing to do with business, but to my delight and amazement that there are actually people who text me and talk about real estate. And from last year till now, I actually had 2 invites from someone on the same forum that just asked me to market their house for them. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not saying that today you have to run out and buy 5 or 6 watches to join a group. What I'm sharing is that perhaps you like to consider something that you are in love with. Could be baking, cooking, cars, automobile, watches, a particular interest that you are so fond of, and just be very active in there. And you might be very surprised by the reception that you actually get from the people in the group, that they might one day, because they know that you are very good in real estate, they might ask you for advice, and that might lead to a listing and a closing, which is actually no cost.
So Abel, just to check with you, because I know that you are the Mr. Rolex. Like every time, right, everybody on social media, right, we actually see that, hey, you have like what watch are you wearing now? Let's take a look. Walao, another Rolex. Okay. So this guy is like Mr. Rolex, man. And I'm very interested, right, in the ruby one, the one with the pink color diamonds and the blue color diamonds. How much does that cost?
It is in the 6 figures. Yeah.
6 figures, ah.
In the 6 figures. The first digit for now will be 1.
Okay. And what about the rest? What about the rest of your collection? Is this like the most expensive watch that you actually bought so far?
Yes, for now it is, but I hope not it to be next year, because I believe we can all do much better next year. So I do have a collection of watches, not always in here in the photos, but I do like them a lot.
Okay, so I mean, of course, to each their own. And you mentioned that you just need to actually post something that is of your passion. Okay, so I guess that watches are your passion, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you love collecting watches, and this could be also a conversation starter, right, for your clients, as well as you can actually join like other Facebook groups to actually get you some leads. Maybe you can share with us also what are the leads that you have actually gotten so far, right, for the watches that you actually collected.
I had 2 sales leads from people I did not know in person. They just text me through Facebook, through the watch group. So they asked me that, hey, they see me doing quite well. I seem to be quite a good agent. Can I help assist to market and sell their property? I had 2 sales leads from there. And I had quite a lot is that we just chat about watches. But I believe in our nature of our business, right? It's actually a relationship business, which means today I have this opportunity to connect with somebody, even though it might not lead to a listing or a sale or closing, but at least there is a connection, which would not be possible if not for my interest in watches. I would not even know this co-lead in the first place. So whoever texts me or I text them through the watches, right? It's for me to build a connection with them. Of course, in my mind, it's not ultimately it must be I sell your house. It is just for me to build a connection only. If it leads to something more than that, I think it is a bonus.
Okay, so yesterday we actually had a session of our real talk, right? And we also had like several Centurion Award winners coming up on stage to actually share with us their deals and everything, their experiences on getting the Centurion Award. So I think as we were actually speaking, right, I also realized that almost all of them, they actually managed to get their Centurion based on only one thing. I saw the common thing. I'm not sure whether you guys actually did that, but the common thing, right, was that a lot of them were working on their warm leads. Right? So Abel, does it work the same for you?
For me, for the month of September, the 5 sales closing I had all were cold.
All cold?
Yes, 100%.
Wow, okay. Okay, so you are the right person to actually share with us today already. How to actually close like all the cold leads, right? And then clock more than 100,000 or even 250,000, right, worth of commissions. Okay, enough of the watches. Let's carry on to see what you have to actually share for us.
All right. Oh, this is also another interest. I also happen to be a puppy lover. I would say this is the same concept as the watches. That means showcasing your interest to the general public. Again, please do not go in with a commercial intent. When I post these photos, I do not have the intent that I have to, you have to sell the house with me. No, it's just purely sharing my interest. And if you want to know more about me, you chance upon my profile and you find that I am a very good agent that could represent your property, that I could have this opportunity because of the connection that we made through our interests. Okay, loving husband and a food lover. This is very emotional for me because my wife and I personally have went through a lot before I joined real estate and even now in real estate. But I'm very thankful that I do have a very understanding wife and family that is supporting me and behind me, because to each and every one of us here, that our profession and our business, our work, it is something very remarkable that I would say 90% of the general public, even family or relatives or even our peers, will not understand this. And the fact is, we do not need them to understand us, because we are the elites, and because what we want to achieve in life, it's very different. It's very different from them. So my wife and I have been through a lot of things emotionally. For example, we've been through 3 miscarriages consecutively. So I felt that I owe my wife a lot. So anything that I can do in any way to make her and us happy, I will absolutely do it, which means that this is also the driving force that is always in my head, that I will in no way ever let her down, which means there is only one route for me, that every risk, that every chance that I take, it has to be success, because I owe it to my wife, I owe it to my kids who are probably in heaven, and I just have to do my very best for my family. And I
really
truly
can see that, while you really sayang your wife a lot, right? Because I see like when I scroll through your Facebook page and everything, right? I noticed that, you guys like to actually take like short little time blocks to actually enjoy yourself, have food, have fun together. It's like anything after work, right? You are like always together with your wife. Is that right, Abel?
That is right. And to share a little bit more is that before I came to real estate, I was doing several businesses. Of course, there were ups and downs that I will share later. And I was remembering that during this period of the very down period is that when I went to, when I bring my wife out to eat, because I didn't want her to cook, I would look at the price. Then I would say, okay, let's order the cheapest thing, because at this point of time, I can't give you this and that. So there is also a promise I make to myself that that will never, ever, ever happen again. When I go and eat with my wife, I will never look at the price, but I will look at what she wants to eat, and I will order that. And being in real estate has made this dream and commitment possible. Okay, thank you for listening to my story. Lesson one that I have for everyone who is listening: listen to the management. The management is the management for a reason, and whoever is in the management must be very good. Otherwise, they will not be in the management. So for myself, I took the instructions, I took the advice from the management last year, which was to sell HDB, convince your clients to rent, and wait for the new launch to be built. That is exactly what I did. And so it is very important to listen to the management of Preeminent Group and the directions and the advice that your mentor or your close shufus, if any, that it may tell you, because they definitely know much more than you do. Number two, take massive action. What do I mean by that? Relating to my story earlier, that some of them told me that, hey, Abel, if you sold your HDB this year, you will make more money. But these are the people who think and never do. And what they'll be doing for a very long time is to keep thinking and thinking and thinking. So sharing a bit more on the same story, last year I bought my 3-bedroom premium level 6 unit at 1.306 million, which was above my budget. But if today you were to go back to the IER app, which is very powerful, you look at a similar level 6 3-bedroom premium for Treasure Tampines, the developer's price is 1.4 M onwards, which means in my pocket now, I actually have a paper gain of almost 100,000, because I chose to take lesson one, which was to listen to management and do what was required and take massive action. And when you do things that are so massive, I can assure you 100% that there'll be people who are against you, because not everyone would want to take massive action. So those who do not, they will try to put you down, to make you feel like be them and not be you. And I feel that the only thing that is stopping the only thing that it can be stopping you from achieving your absolute greatness is the person sitting in the chair right now. It is yourself. And I believe it is important that not to let yourself stop yourself, so that you can be truly unstoppable.
So Abel, just check with you, right? Because you mentioned about taking massive action, and I'm sure that there are also a lot of people over here. They'll be thinking, oh yeah, I also know take massive action. People also say take massive action. But we are also human, right? And being humans, naturally we will actually feel the fear, right? Maybe you want to share with us, how do you really communicate with yourself, right? To actually take action in spite of your fear.
Many of us fear the risk of losing and losing it all. But to me, that is the wrong question. Does it matter if I'm dead? Not dead as in the sense of a physical death, but dead as in if I leave the business. Does it matter? If today, for example, today, I want to text every single one in my phone that I'm doing very well in real estate. If you have a house to sell, please, first thing in mind, remember to call me. And the thoughts that will come into my head is, ayo, will my friend think I hao lian or not? Or will my friend think that I'm trying to show off? Or would this person don't reply me after I send this message out, for example? I think the key question is, does it matter? It doesn't matter. It would matter if you do not do anything. That will definitely matter, and end up you'll be dead, and I'll be out of the business. So whenever there's doubts that surface in front of me, the thing is that I will always ask myself, does it really matter? I will text every single one of my friends that I have this Rose Diamond Award, I made 260K, and I'm more than privileged and qualified to help you sell your house at the highest price possible. And I send it one by one, one by one, one by one. Of course, some reply, some don't reply, but does it matter? It doesn't. But the fact is that I did something, so I know I will not be left behind.
You know also, right, that for Abel yourself, when I actually had the session with you, we were having like waffles at a cafe, right?
Yes,
nice out of waffle. Not bad, So when we were having waffles at the cafe, right, I also chanced upon, right, Abel being in his lifetime, he actually experienced a lot of failures. Yeah, I think that if there's anybody else out there, right, that have like the most failure in his life, I think Abel is like one of them already. There's a lot of failures that you actually suffered, in which I also realized that you have this never say die attitude, in which you like, okay, doesn't matter, okay, let's just push it forward and make things happen. It's okay if I fail. I'm okay. Let's continue. You just give me that kind of aura, right? That you are somebody like that. Maybe you can actually share with me also how you actually acquired this kind of character.
No problem. I would love to. Let me click on the next slide so that our fellow friends can see what do we mean. Just a moment. Just a moment.
So like there's a lot of things, right, that Abel has actually done in his life, and some of the things that he has done, right, was for example, I think that Abel, you also actually shared that you have like a franchise business. Remember you shared with me, right? Can say or not? Or can say Okay. So Abel actually have this business that he run, right? Selling desserts, right or not?
That is right. Taiwan desserts, 豆花仙草爱玉 to be more specific.
What's the brand? Any idea on what's the brand?
For me, of course, Nine Fresh Taiwan desserts. 九仙. Yes, correct.
Have you all heard of 九仙 before or not? Anyone of you all over here heard of 九仙 before or not? So 九仙 is actually a Taiwan franchise dessert store, something like Black Ball, right? And Abel actually did a franchise, okay? And he opened stores like that. Previously, he was also dealing with silver or gold bullions, right? Yes. As well as he also had okay, so there was this picture about him, right? That was really funny. So I told him, I said that, hey, this kind of photo, right, you cannot share on the slide one. Okay, I rather, right, after this already, right, you go and share your social media again. You must repost it again so that people can remember. Are you all interested to know, right, what sort of business he was before that or not? It's something very funny one, really very funny one. When he shared with me also, I was like laughing out loud. Really very funny one. Can anybody guess or not? What is his like? There's one profession that he did, okay. That one business that he did, right, that was really very, very funny. And he was like really hands down, right? He's like hands-on kind of person. No? So as being able, right, he like just okay lor, go in there and just do lor. So when he showed me the photo also, I laugh. Really laugh out loud. One. Anyone of y'all can guess or not? What's he doing?
You need a big hopper on your right hand.
No lah, Richard. How can you say that Abel was a clown? He's not a clown lah. But okay, Jordan, quite close, right? Jordan, does Jordan know you or not, Abel?
I am afraid not. I can't see anything on my screen, bro.
Okay, so Jordan actually mentioned that Abel sell chicken rice one. Quite close,
Close.
Quite close,
An animal, but along the line. Correct.
Want to reveal to them or not? You want to reveal to them what you sell or not?
Please tell them. You have the photo, just show it to them. If not, I will just tell them verbally.
No, later you can share with them on your Facebook. Then people will remember. People can remember.
Okay.
So okay lah, I just share with you all lah. So previously, right, Abel actually have a roasted meat joint business also. So he even did like roasted meat joint, sao la, siu ba, siu kueh, cha siu. Okay. So basically he's like selling all this thing lor. Okay. So you can imagine, right, his life journey, he has even became a hawker before, to a franchisee, to a business, okay, to selling precious metal, to now being a real estate agent and a watch collector. It hasn't been an easy journey for him. Let's put it this way. But of course, that's one of the lessons that he actually shared with us also, that allowed him to actually be where he is today. Because if there's anybody, right, that deserve this award, I think it should be him. Why? Let me share with you why. Are you aware that Abel, right, does not even know how to actually use this PowerPoint slide, but he actually did up this slide for you guys. So he did up this entire slide for you guys. Okay. Although he don't know how to do, but he actually tried his best to actually do. Okay. So I really applaud him for that, because I find that, this really takes a lot of attitude, a lot of courage, right, for this to actually happen. Okay. For some of us, a lot of times when we say we don't know, we just complain. We just complain that we don't know how to do. Okay. But at least he attempted. Okay. He tried. Okay. And even right now, right, while we are speaking, right, he don't even know how to actually press the buttons on the Zoom page, right or not? Don't know, right or not? Yeah, but he also tried. Yes. He also tried. Okay. So you can see, right, that this is his attitude in action. Okay. And it's really a part of him. Okay. So lesson 2, anything else or not, Abel, for you to actually share with us?
No, except to reiterate the fact that does it matter if I do a bad presentation or a good one? Important thing is that I'm learning something. I'm given an opportunity to learn. I'm thankful. And hopefully I can instill something that is positive for our dear friends that you can take away today. So let's go to the next slide. Mindset. Okay. What do I mean by this? All these photos, I actually take in a way that you can see my watch, so that it's unique to me. And the hand, the gesture. Basically, what I'm trying to portray here is for image to be always in the mind of the viewers that see my Facebook. So the moment they see this like that, they know, it has to be Abel. So I think it is good for each of everyone as individuals to stand out in something that you think could be a trademark of yourself. It could be a gesture, it could be a particular hat, it could be maybe a black hair with a red strand, something that it will instill the memory of the people who are viewing your posts on social media, for example. And the beauty of it is this is absolutely no cost. Lesson 4, apply scripts. When I feel that it is important that we all know what to say when we go to a particular place. So there's tons of scripts in all the PG and ERA manuals and all the wonderful lessons that have been made so easily available to us that I felt that it is very easy to take all these wonderful materials and resources for granted. But again, I'm very thankful for the gold mine that PG and ERA has provided to us. All we actually need to do is to just use the scripts, the materials, the resources that has been actually so painstakingly done for us by the management, and use this script to replicate it in the people we meet. Lesson 5, emotional selling. I think emotional selling is an art, and it can only be achieved by putting yourself through the same process over and over and over again until you can emotionally connect with someone for them to hand you the check. I can't explain how are you going to execute this emotional selling, but allow me to share one thing that Dion was saying earlier regarding the fear of us in this business, and this is how I condition myself to look at this. Okay, so please, my dear friends, imagine with me. Today, you are on this very, very big grass field. Okay, in this grass field, you are very protected. It is very safe. Your life will be very stable. Your life will be very, very fixed and very mundane on this green field. And on the left of this green field is like a volcano field, right? That is filled with opportunities and dangers. If you could stumble upon a gold mine or a gemstone mine, you have achieved success. But if you were to fall into the lava, for example, then you might be hurt. So the mindset of most is to stay in the green grass field, which is always very safe. For me, what I like to do is that I like to imagine myself walking on a thin line between the volcanic field and the grass field. I am very open, I'm very willing, and I love to try things that perhaps no one tried before, or perhaps is deemed very risky, or perhaps most people say that you must be crazy to do or even think of something like that. So that is me. I like to walk the thin line that is in between the volcanic and the grass field. So what's going to happen is this: as I walk, if I fall on the grass patch, then thank God I'm safe. I can always try it again. And if I fall on the other side, which is the volcanic field, two things can happen. Either I get burned and I learn a lesson and I do not get burned again, or I will stumble upon a gold mine and I will meet my first formula to success. So that is how I condition myself, the volcanic field, the green field, and the thin line when I make risky decisions or decisions for this business that most people think that is crazy.
Abel, you mentioned that you actually make risky decisions, right? And I want to know, like, what sort of risky decisions you have actually done, and what made you actually do that?
Okay. Allow me to share one is regards to Property Guru. Last year, Property Guru had a price hike that I would say most of us complain. Most of us in the whole Singapore were very unhappy why PG raised price. So when I look at it, the lowest possible credit cost at a point of time was 0.26 cents. And they are going to raise it to 50 cents, which was almost 100% jump. So I did my own calculations. So if I had the weapons to fight the war, because my weapons are 50% cheaper than the competitors, I can fight my war for twice the time. So I actually committed a figure to PG to lock down this 0.26 cents per credit figure. And I bought a significant sum. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest spender, but I bought a significant sum because I felt that it is a smart move to store this amount of credits at this price for me to fight the war in the long run, but not. I don't think everyone would consider doing this because of the cost upfront first. Yes, I spend this amount of money in securing the credits. Does not mean I will have this amount of listings in future to sell, or I will have the way to expand all these credits, or maybe PG after all these disagreement with the agents might reduce the price again, which actually didn't happen. So it went up even more. So that was in a way risky, but it paid off. It paid off because I bought the credits at the lowest price possible last year at 0.26 cents.
So Abel, how much do you actually pay for all the credits? I mean, you made so many transactions undisclosed, right? But we really want you to disclose it. Can disclose to us how much you brought?
$60,000.
$60,000.
All right, and I was.
Wait, 60,000 credit or $60,000 worth of credit?
You can verify it with the accounts as in PG, because it is very risky. Because remember, I'm 18 months in the business. If last year, you remember when they hiked the price, I'm only a few months old, and it doesn't make sense. I would say it doesn't. Most people at my age, that means the few months on the business, they wouldn't look at this thing at this way. So I secured the absolute lowest possible price per credit by committing the figure that I told you, 60,000. Then how did I pay it off? Is that because I didn't close those deals yet, I didn't have the cash to pay, right? So I used, I think most people know, so is that I used the POSB everyday card, and I break it down to 12 months installment, interest free. That's it. That's how I finance it lah.
But this is really crazy and really unheard of. Somebody actually paying straight off 60,000 just on property guru credits. I mean, a lot of people will be thinking like, "Wow, this Abel guy is siao, man, really siao, eh?" Right?
That's exactly the reaction I get. Yeah, this guy is siao. But it paid off because I'm playing the game with 0.26 cents per credit, whereas most people, my competitors, right, they are playing with 45 cents to 55 cents. Yeah.
Which also means to say that, you know, if let's say you were to be in a war with other people fighting for a listing, I'm also very, very sure that, you know, you have no qualms to actually spend your credit because you know that it's very cheap. For my credit is very cheap. Yeah. So of course I'm more than willing to really just go and spam on Property Guru, repost every day. If you want to repost 2 times, I'll repost 3 times. You repost 5 times, I repost 8 times.
All right, absolutely, bro. But this was the strategy for last year because it was 0.26. Yeah, this year I did not repeat the same thing again. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us more about your GTA.
Oh, okay. My GTA is Yishun Sembawang HDB, but as of now, I'm exploring into other areas.
Which is what?
I will let you know when I confirm it.
Okay, so you are still in the midst of studying and doing feasibility studies to see what sort of areas you are actually going to enter lah.
Correct. But as of now,
Yishun and Sembawang, correct me if I'm wrong, Yishun and Sembawang is like one of the lowest quantum HDB areas, right, in the whole of Singapore, right now. So how do you accumulate to actually make it a point that, you know, just by closing Yishun and Sembawang, you can actually get like a Centurion?
The Infinite, right? Not the Centurion. Centurion.
Infinite, Centurion also have.
Infinite was a combination of new launch.
Okay.
Which was the exact formula that bro you shared earlier regarding the spamming the guru buttons without emotions. Because if my credit now is 50 cents, every button I press, you times 44 credits, that is your cost, $22. But for me, I'm paying only $11. So when I press the button to boost and spotlight, I got no emotions. I just press and press and press. So this is for my new launch. So for the resale Yishun Sembawang is that I believe it is very important, especially when starting out, is to work in a partnership, because there is always strength in numbers, and this formula has served me and my partners very well. So what do I mean by a partnership is that today you intend to dominate, to conquer a GTA by yourself. Yes, you can do it. But with partners, 2 or 3 aligned with the same vision, the focus, you can get the job done much faster, easier, and also the cost will be mitigated. When I first thought of this, I know that the throwback reply to me is that, bro, you are reducing the profits that you make. Which brings me back to my earlier slide that I say, if we do nothing, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be dead anyway. So today, I try to dominate these districts with two very strong and wonderful partners. Yes, we split the profits. We also share the costs, we share the efforts, and it is possible for me, assuming now there's multiple viewing requests at the same time for different places. But we have 3 pairs of eyes and we have three pairs of arms that we can conquer, we can do all the viewings because we are in a partnership. Whereas if I'm in this, if we are in this alone, it will not be achievable in the first place. So to me, the priority here, it's not about the comms, because if there's no closing, the comms doesn't matter because there's no closings to begin with. So more importantly is that we make our name very, very, very loud, very strong in this district, and sooner or later the comms will come. And I strongly believe in partnership work.
So we actually have a live question that we have from one of our participant. Okay. And he's actually asking, so Abel, can you actually share more on how you actually choose your partners?
How do I choose my partners? This is a very good question, because I'm very blessed that these 2 partners that we're working closely, they are very good. We have the same mindset. What I mean by very good is that we have the same mindset. We're aligned. We know exactly what we want. So these 2 partners are in the same division as I am, August division, and I would say that I'm very lucky that by chance we all just met because we are already in the division. I do not like go out to recruit someone or say, hey, you join me, then you be my partner. It's just that we are all in the same division. And yeah, it's just very lucky. The 3 of us, we all have the same alignment and mindset.
So can I just correct you, or just to actually restate, right? What you mentioned was that in order to choose a partner, a good partner, right? You are actually looking more on their mindset, if it actually matches yours.
Correct. And
what about goals and wants?
So sorry, bro, I lost you for a while. About
what about their goals and wants? Like are you able to actually partner somebody? Let's say you are somebody who is aiming for like $1 million a year, and then there's another partner over there, right? That you thought that yeah, the mindset is correct, but then this person only like is okay with like 100,000 a year.
So I hear you, bro. The mindset is the same, that all of us want to dominate this area. We want to be the absolute best, but the figure that we have in mind to make is different. Like this person A wants 1M, then this person B 100,000. But the mindset is the same. We just want to be number 1. We want to dominate.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So just to share with you all also, right? Before that, when I actually met Abel this afternoon, right? He's also not in a very, very good state, right? Like you mentioned to us, right? So he just showed me like a video, right? That his car just kena langgar. So somebody actually rear-headed right into his car, and then the whole boot, right, was like just inside. So he's like suffering a bit of like, some shock lah. Backlash, right? You mentioned backlash, right?
All right, backlash, whiplash, yeah.
Yeah, so we should give him a hand because not easy. I mean, if let's say I were to be that person, right, and somebody actually just got involved in an accident with me, I don't think I will be just sitting down here in front of the computer right now, right, speaking to you guys already. I think I will be like really furious, right, and like trying to make claims and trying to make things work, right, Abel. So yeah, you're really a very very special person, and I find that there's a lot of room, right, for you to actually share with us. Okay, so we will leave, right, the questions open to the public right now. Okay, for you to actually ask any questions to Abel, and he mentioned that he will actually answer all your questions. Feel free to shoot. Feel free to shoot because I think this session I want you guys to really benefit from it. So still feel free to actually ask Abel the questions so that he can actually answer you. So in your free time, what you do, Abel?
Free time. If it's not family, I'll be thinking about real estate. How do I incorporate something to real estate or incorporate real estate into something? I think the beauty of this business, right, that I cannot find in any profession, I cannot find in any other kind of business that in real estate, we actually get to choose exactly where we want to work. Today, I have the choice, the flexibility, the ability to choose. I want to focus, I want to work in Orchard area, D9, D10, or I want to work in Sambang Yishun because I stay there. This is the only business, bro, I tell you that you can choose where you want to work and where you want to stay. It's unbelievable.
All right, and we have a question right now by Jordan. So Jordan wants to know, right, Abel, can you share with us, right, one of your most difficult experiences or situation with your HDB listings with sellers or buyers? Maybe the top two most difficult case.
Well, bro, I think 2 is not enough. I can easily give you 20 because HDB, it's a mass market, it's numbers game. So as you do more numbers, the chances of you meeting an obstacle, it's going to be higher. It's not because you are no good, bro. You are the absolute best. It's because your numbers are too big. It is a numbers game. Sure, there will be problems that come. So I share you some examples. Most recently, me and my partner, we are marketing this 361 Yishun. It's an EM. So we managed to achieve a record-breaking price, okay, of 35,000 above the market, okay. Seller very happy, but we don't serve the buyer, so we don't care. But buyers are very happy because we managed to find them a home, okay, which is what they want, an EM in the particular cluster. You know what happened? Unbelievable, bro, I tell you. The seller called me and said, Abel, I'm very sorry. Can we call this whole thing off? Then I say, Mr. Seller, the option has been issued and you have received the option money of $500. We can't just take back the option like that. Okay. Long story short, the seller told me that his daughter objected to the sale, but the daughter was not a relevant figure at the matter of time because the daughter is not in the name of the OTP, but it's an emotional reason because the daughter objected to the sale. Every day they're arguing, the parents want to sell, the daughter don't want to sell, they're staying together by the way. So my partner and I, we had to think out of the box to take the OTP back, okay? If you know what I mean, it is technically, we don't have to, and it's going to be very challenging. We took the OTP back from the buyer. Buyer obviously was very upset. And of course, we are not being remunerated for the hard work we have done because we got you a very good price. We did all the marketing, the investments, the viewings, and now basically nothing happens. And I still have to think of a way how to get the OTP back. So this is one that I would say is very memorable, but I learned a lot of things. If you don't mind, I can share you later. The second one, another thing is that also my partner and I, we sold this unit at 745 Yishun. 745 is a very close proximity to North Point. Okay, sharing a bit more, it's a 3-room flat. Anyone now can log into HDB to check the resale prices. For 745 Yishun, okay, the resale price is start with a 2. The most recent transaction is 275 and I think 255. Okay, my partner and I, we sold for 350. We sold for 350, which is 75,000 above the market. Okay, which means we are very good. I have no doubts about that. But what is heartbreaking is that, you know what? Unbelievable again. The seller actually called me and said, Abel, can we halve the comms? We sold for 375. Okay, we sold for 375, we sold for 350, which is 75,000 above the recent transaction. And she called me to say, can she cut the comms? The first thing I asked, I say, Miss Seller, have my partner and I done anything that let you down? She cannot answer. Then she say no. Then I say, may I know why are you doing this to us? Of course, she's saying her story. Okay, I'm upset. Okay, not because of the 3,000. I mean, money aside, I'm upset because I'm very hurt that my partner and I, we go out of the way for you. This is not a 3.5 M unit. This is 350,000. So you guys already know the comps, right? And we achieve a price so record breaking that actually sharing a bit more, the option failed twice. The first buyer, that means they took the option, but they didn't exercise because the COV is too much. Okay, the second one we managed to find, which means we did all the work again, exercise. And the buyer card, it hurts me. It hurts me. But in this business, as I sharing to you, my dear friend, is that as you do numbers, I guarantee you, you will sure meet all these kind of problems. And in the, in this business of real estate, right, it is very easy to go to the heights of exhilaration, and in the very next instant, you find that, oh shit, I'm in the depths of depression, bro. It is very normal. But my mentor and my shifu has taught me well is that key lesson is that you have to be emotionless. You have to be emotionless, because no matter how good or how great you have done, nobody knows the sweat, the blood, the tears you shed in order to deliver this offer to the seller. They will know. They will always.
But correct me if I'm wrong. When you actually received that 350,000 offer, and it was like 75,000 above valuation, I'm pretty sure that you definitely will be very exhilarated to actually share with the seller, and then
Yes.
end of the day still cut your com. Well, if I were you, I'll tell them straight, okay, I cut my com, can now we cut the house into half lah, sell half the house lah.
Bro, if I had the confidence and the style and arrogance like you, bro, I would do it. So now you are my role model, bro.
Don't say that. But I mean, I can understand, right? Like that moment of betrayal, anger, and disappointment that you actually felt at that point of time. So in the end, how do you actually manage to overcome it?
Which is what my mentor and Shifu taught me, to be emotionless. So I told my partner is that we just have to put our emotions out of the way. We already done our best, and in Yishun Sembawang, I dare say we are the best, undisputed. And if the seller want to be like this, it is not our fault. It is just like this. We just move on. So for every 10 deals we close, this is my own figures lah. For every 10, 3 is sure either end up burst deal or it's a funny seller, but has nothing to do with us.
Okay, but at least you got 7 good ones lah, right? Or 3 jialat one, then 7 good ones is not bad, right? Not. But and after all, I think that even closing at a higher price, you still manage to get some com lah, right? It's half of the com, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so okay lor, 好过没有lor. At least it's better than nothing. And if you know this is a numbers game, I'm sure that there will be a lot of people that are of this kind of nature around also. But I think what sets you apart from other people is that you choose to really recover fast. Yeah, which is like a very a lot of things that something that we need to actually share with all our agents, more about recovering fast than crying over the spilled milk and spending time to actually nurse your wounds. I think that really will not really help a lot.
Bro, well said. I couldn't have said it better. You're right. What don't kill you is going to make you stronger.
Yep, that's very true. Okay, any more questions? Abel need to go to his car workshop already to go check on his car. Any more questions? We are entertaining questions for now. Okay, after that, he has to actually go to the car workshop to actually do his car already. So if you all do not have any questions, I have one question for you, Abel. So what are your goals, right, for the next coming year, 2021? I would like to actually know.
My goal for every year is the same, which is to be better than my last year. So my goal for 2021 would be that I will achieve much more in 2020. And I'll
So
listen.
to improve every year lah. That is your goal lah.
That is correct.
Okay. So Gladys also have a question for you, and she wants to actually know, right, what is your typical day like?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. Typical day is that if my wife is working in the office, I will send her to work, right? Then everything else after is real estate related. Allow me to come back to that. If my wife no need to work, that means she work from home, then my day begins everything real estate related. So because I'm very passionate and in love, I'm so in love with this business. I don't categorize it as work, but everything I in my head is all real estate. So for example, when I wake up, I will think, okay, for this district, what I want to do, what will be my flyers be like today. I want to have coffee with which DD or with which person that I can learn more from this person, and can I talk to somebody who knows more than me to learn something from them, or I need to go and draft my Sapia SMS script, test scripts, which script works the best, or check out my database, who can I spam, or for my listings, can I put more developer listings, or basically my whole day, everything I just think of is real estate. Then of course, if there's viewings, appointments, listing appointments, it would just be in. I hope that answers your question, because trust me, anything I can link to I can link to real estate. So that's how typically my day will be, day to night.
So Abel, check with you. So you even post like developers listing onto your Property Guru. As in new launch listing, you also post on Property Guru.
Everything, bro. I took the 100 listings package. So of course I don't have 100 resale listings, right? So why leave it empty? Just put anything, everything, bro. There are tons.
That is something that a lot of people are not doing. Yeah, and that's the reason why you're actually getting results that people are not getting, because you trust in the process, and at the same time, you dare to actually post listings like that. There are a lot of people out there that they do not want to actually post like developers listing, and for you, I think like so far, you're the one of the first few that I heard in years, that have done this. Okay.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Casey has a question for you. What are your prospecting methods? Do you do online like PPC?
PPC is pay per click, right?
Yeah.
Casey, I'm very not familiar with all this. In fact, I don't even do the PowerPoint. Okay, but anyway, my prospecting methods is like what I shared to you. I just take my phone and I will just start spamming, because there's a lot of numbers in my phone. That's one. Secondly, I use a lot of Sapia messages. Sapia is a service provided by this provider called Amicus. Recently, they raised price by 20% from 0.12 to 0.15 cents. There's two ways you can look at it. One is that shit, they're raising price, but I choose to look at it the second way, which is very good. They raise price, which means less people will actually use it because it's more expensive now by 20%. So I use a lot of Sapia, which is SMS. For the listings wise, right, I use Property Guru. So a day I do have a lot of inquiries, right? So inquiries can end up both ways. Basically, any number in my phone is a lead. So you imagine with me, my dear friend, if every day I get 10 new numbers in my phone from all these people who click on my listings, right? Can I say that for the whole year, I got actually 3 over 1,000 numbers suddenly? That's why I said I always can do anything real estate. If I'm just having coffee with you, bro, or eating chicken rice with you, I can just take my phone and just send to somebody something really about real estate. Of course, I'm not saying that this would immediately lead to a listing or a sale, but I'm just trying to share with you that the activities in real estate is actually is very is unlimited. Anything also can link to real estate or prospecting for the matter. The fact that you are texting somebody on your phone right now, I don't care who the person is, but the fact that you're texting somebody, that is prospecting already, my dear friend, and it's free.
So actually, I think Abel, right, sharing, right, actually reminded us, right, about something that we really long ago forgotten about real estate business, really. One thing I learned from him is that for Abel himself, he is really somebody who is really very focused, okay? He's really just looking at his target and monthly, right, trying to actually hit his target. That's it. And based on the time schedule that you guys have actually asked him, you also know, like, other than spending time with his wife, sending his wife, to work. The rest of his days is really invested. I use the word invested in real estate. Okay. And it's not easy because he's adopting like sorry if I'm using the wrong word, but Abel, you're using like the old school method, right? Not old school method of doing real estate. But let me remind you this, okay? Real estate is about what? Real estate, we are in this real estate business, right? It's about clocking sales. Okay, so it does not matter, right, what sort of method you use, so long as you connect with people. I think that is fine. And that's the beauty of real estate as well, because the longer or the more people that you actually connect to, the more deals you will start to uncover. And there will definitely be a lot of cases whereby the durian just drop in front of you, right? Not able. You also have encountered deals like that, right?
Really true, bro. Absolutely true. Yeah. Yes, 100% agree.
So Abel has an ending verse or ending quote for you, and I felt very inspired by this quote, because when he shared with me, I thought like, wow, wow, this is really very good, man. I think that you need to share with people, and it has been here, right, for the entire day, because we purposely left it here so that y'all can actually remember. So what is the quote? Abel, you want to share with us?
Of course, this is what I always tell myself. If you do not sacrifice for what you want will be the sacrifice. Allow me to explain a bit further. If you don't sacrifice the sleep, the laziness, the procrastination, the doubt, the fear, all right, then what you want, the prosperity, the abundance, the wealth, the health, the treasures, the cars, the watches, will be the sacrifice. So for me, I would rather sleep less than 1 or 2 hours and get my feet on the ground, because I thank God that every day I have this opportunity to restart and to correct the mistakes that I did previously. Remember I told you I like to walk on the thin line between the volcano and the green grass. So as long as I fall, I did something wrong, I fail, but I get up, I try again. And this is called waking up. And the fact that my reset button is for me waking up, but most of us take waking up for granted. I don't. To me, waking up is a privilege, and it is an opportunity for me again to correct what I did wrong until I get it right.
Awesome. All right. So if you have actually benefited from Abel's sharing, once Abel actually starts posting, right, his cha sao fun photo on his Facebook, please give him some encouragement, give him some likes, give him some comments, okay, on his Facebook page. If you have not added him, please add him right now. Of course, right, lastly, right, I just want to actually send good blessings, right, to Abel, just to ensure that, his car and everything is okay. And of course, most importantly, his health is okay, because he mentioned that he wasn't feeling that well. There was some backlash. So send him your best blessings, and we'll see you in our next session of Level Up. All right. Thank you very much.
Pleasure is mine, bro. Thank you.
All right. See you.
Bye.